Warning: when a livestock guardian dog becomes a risk to livestock. Most people believe livestock guardian dogs only fail when predators win, but that belief is exactly why so many losses happen without anyone understanding why. Because the most dangerous LGD failures don't start with an attack, they start with permission. And if you've ever seen a guardian dog chase, mouth, or hover over livestock just once, this warning applies to you. The danger doesn't come from aggression at first. It comes from small behaviors being excused, ignored, or misunderstood. A young LGD chasing goats for fun, nudging lambs too hard, standing over kids longer than necessary, or running through the herd instead of positioning around it doesn't feel urgent because there's no blood, no screaming animals, no immediate loss. But what's actually happening is behavioral rehearsal. A livestock guardian dog is not wired like a pet dog. Play with livestock is not neutral behavior. It's misplaced drive. And every unchecked repetition teaches the dog that livestock are objects instead of responsibilities. Over time, play becomes fixation, and fixation is where the shift begins. The dog starts watching movement instead of territory, tracking individual animals instead of scanning boundaries, reacting to motion rather than positioning between threat and herd. And this is the first moment a guardian begins acting more like a predator than a protector. Subtle, deniable, but already dangerous. Then comes emotional misalignment, where the dog bonds too strongly to people and not strongly enough to livestock, choosing comfort over duty, shade over sight lines, proximity to humans over presence with animals. It stays near the house, waits for attention, responds quickly to people but slowly, or not at all, to livestock movement, and owners mistake obedience for effectiveness. But obedience does not equal guardianship. A true LGD doesn't wait to be told what to do. It reads pressure, sound, wind, and movement. And when that instinct dulls, frustration fills the gap. Frustration is the most dangerous emotional state for a guardian dog because it has energy with nowhere correct to go. And when that happens, the dog releases that energy somewhere, and livestock are the most available outlet. This is when behaviors escalate: heel nipping that wasn't meant to hurt, blocking animals from feed, standing too close during birthing, pinning smaller stock briefly, mouthing ears or necks without breaking skin. And each time the owner intervenes late, or not at all, the dog learns there are no immediate consequences. Once an LGD crosses that line, even accidentally, the brain records the outcome. There was contact, there was control, and nothing stopped it. The second incident happens faster than the first, and the third faster still. At this stage, owners often blame livestock instead of dog behavior, saying goats are too wild, sheep are weak, poultry are chaotic, but livestock reacting to pressure is not the problem. The pressure itself is. This is where silent losses begin. Animals stop grazing properly. Pregnant does miscarry from stress. Lambs fail to thrive. Chickens disappear without signs of predation. Injuries appear that don't match predator attacks. And the LGD is ruled out because it's never been aggressive. But aggression is not the first sign of failure. Disconnection is. A quiet LGD is not always a good LGD. Silence can mean awareness, or it can mean absence. And absence is where livestock are most vulnerable. A guardian that no longer positions itself between threat and herd, that doesn't respond to movement, sound, or pressure, is not guarding. It's coexisting, and coexistence is not protection. This is the danger phase no one warns you about because it doesn't look like a problem until damage is already done. The truth and the relief is that most LGD failures are reversible if caught early. Guardians need structure, boundaries, and immediate redirection, not affection-based correction or punishment after the fact. Purpose is the antidote to risk. When a dog is recentered on its job, staying with the herd, patrolling boundaries, positioning correctly, responding to pressure, dangerous behaviors often fade because they were never about aggression, they were about confusion. And here's the reward for learning this early: calmer livestock, more reliable guardians, and losses that simply stop happening. But that only comes to owners willing to accept a hard truth. Livestock guardian dogs don't fail suddenly, they fail slowly, and the warning signs are always there first. If you raise livestock or rely on LGDs, subscribe now. These warnings save animals, and the next one could prevent a loss you'll never get back.